Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Lighting's a little off. Um, I see everybody in chat. Hey, Joe, I see you. Ambi, hey, Piano Killer. Hey, Roster. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Crow Resin, what's going on? I see I'm a little bit late, like a minute and a half. Apologize about that. I was looking for something, I couldn't find it. Surprise, surprise. but but I am here and I have a ton of things I want to talk about today. As you can see from the title, we're going to talk about some games, some super exciting things. Obviously, one of my favorite games I was looking forward to this year just was launched about 8 hours ago. So we're just going to throw up something there. Also, there was actually two games that were recently announced. One of them's like an older title. One of them's like a newer title. So I want to talk about that. Also, a hidden gem. I know in the gaming community, hidden gems are hard to come by. But this one, if you like stories, you like decision making, you like cool visuals, this one might be for you. So I do want to talk about that. Then I want to talk about a scandal. Scandal. I don't know. I did that with my hands, but we're going to talk about that. Yeah, Geek, you know it. Banana Killer, what's been going on though? I know you are always super celebrity in the chat, so definitely do your thing. And then I also want to talk about something that I think like it's kind of interesting what's been going on recently. But I want to come to the defense of a couple of different studios and really call out certain um, groups of people in the gaming community that, yeah, I don't know. It hit a nerve today when I heard what they were saying. So we're going to talk about that too, as well as whatever y'all want to talk about. What is going on, Crystal? How are you? How are you? How are you? Or how are you? Oh no, what's going on with Banana Killer? What's wrong with? I appreciate it. In regards to your, uh, oh no, I am so sorry, Banana Killer. I did not see that. Oh my goodness. Ash, we'll talk. We'll talk. Yeah, as you know, I lost my father a few years ago. And always, you know, tons of people were there for me. Um, or I shouldn't say tons of people, but the people who could kind of relate that helped me get through it. So if you ever want to just be someone to be a sounding board, just listen. I'm always going to be there, and that goes for everybody in chat. If you just want someone to listen, um, that is something that people provided me as I worked through the process, and I offer that to everybody. So thank you, Banana Killer, for letting us know. Um, so yeah, but with that said, we're gonna get this started with probably the biggest news first, which is game I was looking forward to. No trailer right now. We're just gonna throw this up there really quick. But a game I was really looking forward to launched early access. So yes, yes, yes. No Rest for the Wicked is now available. I actually got to download this earlier today, played a little bit of it. It's definitely gonna push your graphics card. So if you're someone who's all about graphics cards, that one will work it out for you. It is still early access. So what does that mean? It means it's not a finished game. It means it's still a little unpolished. But they're giving you a discount if you go ahead and play it now. They've delivered a roadmap of what they intend to add to the game. Based upon what they've said they wanted to add, I could see this game being in early access for a second. But who knows? Maybe it'll launch like in a year. I have no idea. But it is super cool. So far, I'm very early in the story. I'm not good at stream it just because I don't know. I have to hook up another PC because I don't like streaming from the same PC as I game on. I don't want to really do that right now. It's only available on Steam. So it is a Steam exclusive for early access, but it'll eventually be available on two consoles, both Nintendo, both PlayStation and Xbox consoles when it does eventually release. So yeah, that has been going on right now. I know Jeff Janak. He's another fan of the game, Moon Studios, and so forth. Like I said, I'm super excited if it's something you want to get into. If you like the Dungeon and Dragons type, not Dungeon and Dragon, Diablo, it's probably something you want to go check out. So I definitely, 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 definitely advise you if you're into that, go check that one out. But that's not it, right? So we had a pretty cool pretty cool showcases earlier this week. But before I get to that, there was actually some news I received late last week that I want to share with you all, and I have not shared this with anybody because, frankly, I've been really busy. So, with that said, here it is. I'm pretty excited about this. Y'all know, like this publisher has done a lot, or done a game I really enjoyed. So, with that, I just want to show you all this really quick. Yes, yes, yes. I'm an official Wired creator, or I'm officially a part of the creator collective of Wired Productions. So, Wired Productions, as you can see from there to the right, we have 10, uh, 10 soldiers or 10 hearts. We gave the game away. There's this cat game that's coming out pretty soon. Bulwark from what Jeff was streaming not too long ago. But this is also the same publisher who did both Martha is Dead, which we streamed about 18 months ago, and Lamote, which, surprise, surprise, we streamed roughly 2 years ago. So, yes, I am now officially part of their team. So, we will be doing and it's kind of cool. Like they do like they're like, hey, Purple, if you want to like give away some games, let us know and we'll hook you up. So we're gonna be doing that. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I really like Bart. Yeah, thanks, Crow. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Chariot. Hey, Cherry Man, I sent you a message. Thanks, David Wilson. Thanks, Wit. Thank you all. It's pretty cool. Obviously, it's Wired. They're kind of indie, and one of the game devs I ever interviewed was the Michelle and Kyle from Lamote, Luminosity Games, and so it's kind of like full circle, like to like come all the way around and to be a part of that group. So with that said, I also get a little bit more access to their developers. So obviously, Lamote and Kyle were pretty awesome. The other group that I really want to talk to, and I've mentioned it before, 10 Hearts. It's actually available like on all platforms, including VR. So, if Mr. Urban World, if you're out there, you can play 10 Hearts on VR. It's a puzzle platformer, kind of like Lemmings a little bit. Puzzle platformer is not what I meant. It's like Lemmings. It's a puzzle game, and it's pretty cool. Uh, and the creators of that, I believe, actually worked on Heavenly Sword as well. So, yeah, hopefully I could talk to them. Hint, hint, hint. Maybe coming up in the future. So yeah, so that's kind of some news that happened with me. So thanks, Joe. Thanks. Thanks, Sanchez, for that. But obviously, we're all a community, so it's like a team effort. I just, as I always say, uh, it takes a community, and it just so happens that that's the role I play for the channel. But all y'all have your own channels, and I enjoy supporting every single one of you all. So yeah, that happened at the end of last week. I just haven't had a time to really breathe. I don't know what's going on. Like honestly, y'all, over the last 3 months, uh my brain has, like, really just, like, morphed. Like, I think I've, like, officially hit senior status because I am forgetting things. Like, I go to work, I look at people, and I'm like, "Who are y'all?" And they're like, "We're your team, ma'am." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't even remember you." So, that's what's happening. True story. I'm just losing a lot of memory right now, which is kinda crazy. Um Hey, I posted your link in my streamer. Oh, thank you, Cowboy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been busy. Like I said, I forgot, I forgot where everything is. I know you all. And that's good. That's a win today, is that I know where I am today. Drink more water, is that it? Is that maybe you're right. It's about the time I started Liquid Death that I started, like, just, like, my memory is gone. I don't know what's going on. As I drink from our official, non-sponsor, Liquid Death. I don't know, maybe it's that. Yeah, it is, yeah, it's going. I don't know. Like, y'all, it is I used to make fun of my, like, bosses, especially in the army. I would be like, "I just told you this." And now it's weird, like, people are telling me that. They're like, "Ma'am, I just told you this." Or they'll be like, "What do you mean? Like, that's what we just talked about." And I'm like, "What?" It's the weirdest thing, and I take my memory, like, very serious, so all I can do is laugh. That's all I know what to do, about this. Um, so we'll see. If next week, who knows? We'll see what happens. Um, with that said, let's talk about some games that launch. It's not Rip. Oh, Joe, you know Rip Its. You know, Rip Its cause kidney stones. As my brother found out. Yes, I get my memory going. Yeah, it's going. It's going. Oh, banana Kill, you drink it too? Yes, someone else drinks it. Yay. I can't see what you bring to us, Purple. Oh, thank you, Sherry, man. Thank you. All right, but we're gonna talk about a game. You know, we got a couple of games. So there's a game recently coming out. There's a game coming out next week, I should say. And I've been excited about this game for 4 months. Okay, that should give you a hint, 5 months maybe, about what game I'm gonna talk about. But I wanna show the trailer because I think it's super, super cool. And, yeah, maybe we can bring this person over the summer. Maybe I've been in conversations with them, but I wanna show this trailer really quick, and then we're gonna get to 2 trailers I've not shown on the channel since, and talk about those. Actually, no, this isn't a trailer. This is a pick. See, I'm telling you, I'm losing my mind. But here it is. This game is getting launched next week. So I want to show it to y'all because I'm super excited. So if you've been looking forward to this, it is next week. You only have to wait 1 week for a pretty cool game. And that is, there it is, Tales of Kinzera Zao, launching next week, April 23rd. If y'all may recall, during the Awards, this game was published by or it was designed and developed by originally a voice actor who then turned around into a homage to his dad because he remembered playing games with his dad. Uh, Decided to make this game in his memory. And I think it looks super cool. It's kind of a platformer, Metrovania looking type of game. Um, I know there's some people who played it in early access and they really liked it as well. So, yeah, this is actually a day and date game for me. I will be buying it as soon as it launches. Probably will also be giving away a copy sometime next week. More to follow on that. I actually may not be streaming next week. But yes, if I am, I'm giving it away. If not, I'll give it away during my gameplay. So yes, Tales of Kinzera is launching next week. And I could not be more excited about it. Um, just because, as y'all know, I think I played like the best Metrovania of all time recently in Prince of Persia. I am still really excited, and I'm just like in that mood right now. So much so that I'll be playing something else that I think is a scandal. More to come. More to come. Yes, if you like Metrovanias, you're going to want to stay around because I am going to be unpacking this scandal that I see happening right now. So, yes, yes, yes. That, as I said, coming soon. So look out for it. If you it's on all platforms, Steam, PlayStation, I think it's Nintendo as well, Xbox. Uh definitely go wish list it because that really matters. As Joe explained earlier, thank you, Joe, for letting us know that that wish list is also a really powerful tool. Even though you may not want to buy the game, that is still a really powerful tool, especially for a small dev like that. It is coming from EA Originals, so obviously they have a little bit publisher name behind them, but obviously it's a proof of concept for that developer team. And yeah, it looks cool. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So there is that. All right. All right. All right. So no more we no more picks until towards the middle of the segment because I am going to be showing you what I think is a scandal. I know this is going to rile some people up, but that's what we do on this channel. But with that said, Nintendo had a indie developer direct this our indie developer showcase this week. And there were a couple of games that I thought looked pretty cool in that, as well as a game that I thought looked pretty cool. I never even heard of it. And I'm kind of upset because y'all know I like Little Nightmares. And I don't know why y'all didn't even tell me about this game. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all that. So without further ado, let me get to the first trailer that I want to show and why I think this is a cool game that they're kind of doing here. But this isn't the Little Nightmares one, y'all. But that one is coming. Don't worry, we're gonna play it. But first, this one, I'll tell you why I think it's cool.
You ever get that feeling? Like you're meant for something more? That's been kind of my deal since forever. But now, something's changed. There's something powerful inside me, ready to break out and fly. Kotek needs to be stopped, and I'm the one who can do it. Probably.
Yeah, so that's Yars Rising. You know, they just showed that trailer. Why do I think this is cool? Because I just was talking about this a few weeks ago. You don't need to go like necessarily searching for IP that that people don't want you to recreate or not. There's enough IP out there for you to add onto a story that people probably want to know, right? So if you did not know, Yars Rising, if you saw it in there, is coming from this is an Atari collaboration with the same developers that did River City Girls, as well as I forgot the other one that was shown there. Same developer that did that. And so, if anybody but Megan McDuffie is doing the score for that, I'm going to be really upset. As you'll remember, Megan McDuffie was the musician that did come on Shades of Purple back about in 2022. But yeah, I'm really excited about it because Yar's Revenge, actually, there is a story for Yar's Revenge on Atari. So if you did not know, Yar's Revenge is an Atari game. It's an Atari IP, and it kind of like picks up in the middle of the story. Like you have to go buy the original Yar's Revenge to get a comic book to explain to you why you are now in Yars's Revenge, like timeline. Okay, that and yes, I know a lot of us played Yar's Revenge on Recharge. Some of us also played Yar's Revenge like way back when. But this one kind of takes place in helping fill in some of the story and some of the gap there. And I'm really excited about it. It's kind of like obviously from it's going to be a side scroller. It's not going to be the most amazing graphics, but for people who want to just kind of like explore some nostalgia, but with a twist, I think this is a really cool way to do it. And in fact, I think this is the way that not only games, but the entertainment industry needs to lean into this. There are so many stories that people want to be like, yo, you tell me what happened. Visualize this. Like, don't just show me the end of the world. Like, show me how we got to the end of the world. So what am I thinking of? Mad Max. How cool would that be if we got a prequel to Mad Max? Like, why do we have to start in this like dystopian universe? Like, I want to understand how we went from here to there. You know what I mean? I love what they're doing with that IP as well. Obviously, that's not a game. I don't know why it just came to my mind, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, Show me what happened. So yes, I have Yars versions for my Atari 26. I love it. I love it. Fast, where you been? Game looks interesting. It's from Atari. Yes, it's from Atari. I actually have some Atari swag coming in eventually, but Atari, I really like what Atari is doing. Obviously, I made this question. I asked this question about 6 months ago. Which one is going to come back sooner, Atari or DeLorean? Right? They're still both out there. But I got my money on Atari. I like what they're doing. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. I would love them to just continually to build on their IP, to work with other studios to kind of expand that IP. I think there's just so much there that they can do. That's what I have with that. So yes, yes, yes. That was the first trailer. But with that, now I'm going to show you another trailer for another game that was just announced. Well, it wasn't just announced, but they showcased it this week. And this one looks pretty cool for you. So y'all people are like, Nintendo can't do anything. Um, they don't need to. They just need to make something that looks fun. And this looks fun.
Some say that humans brought life to Europa. If you ask me, all we did was unlock the life that was sleeping within. Europa is unbelievable, but it's not finished. We're trying to build something better than what we left behind. That will take time. That is why I'm sending you ahead. If anyone can decide about tomorrow, it's you. Whatever you turn out to be, whoever you choose to become, it's your world now, Z. It's your future.
Yo, that's Europa, man. Anytime they start having like those like really powerful lines, like I don't know if y'all caught that at the end what he was saying, but he was basically saying like whoever you become, whatever you decide to do, the world is like kind of your future thing. Like, oh my god, you already know it's a tearjerker. Like it already has like the music and everything. Like it reminds me of Arise, A Simple Tale. If y'all have not played Arise, it's a Simple Tale, and you wanna, like, bawl, maybe some of y'all don't care about crying and you're like, "I don't wanna do that, Purple." Well, that game kinda gives me Arise feelings, right? Where you start off and it's like this little fun adventure, but by the end of it, like that game deals with some heavy like topics. And I feel like this one, just the way they're setting it up, like where he's sending him out to the future, he's doing things. I just got that feeling like, whoa, this one is gonna be one of those games that's gonna be low key, like really good. Like, I don't know. I just feel it. I just feel it. I just feel it. And I can't see. Welcome to the chat. I see you there, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. OB Rose, what is going on? Simpleton, a simpleton tale, not a simpleton tale. No dancers involved. But yeah, that looks super cool. It's coming to Switch. It's probably coming to other platforms, so don't worry. It'll probably come to other ones as well. Uh, but yeah, just like the mechanics of it, it looks kind of fun. You can jump, you can float. It's obviously some type of puzzle mechanic in it, some exploration going on. The art style looks amazing. So yeah, it's just kind of like satisfies that for something that I am looking forward to as well. Uh, but with that, I got one more. I think I got one more, y'all. I got one more, and don't worry, then we'll start talking about the scandal. Okay. Then we'll start talking about the scandal. Um, Actually, I got a few things. But yeah, this next one though. This one also was announced this week coming to Switch. It's actually been out for a few years already on PlayStation as well as Xbox as well as PC. But with that said, if you really are a fan of like the Little Nightmares art style, puzzle mechanics, but maybe you're like, I don't want to do scary purple. Don't worry, I got you. I got you because this game, I think, again, if you haven't noticed the theme right now, it's like uncovering some of these titles that may have not got the spotlight, and that's what I'm here for. So with that, without further ado, and if any of y'all in chat have played this next one, please let me know. All right, here we go. That's a tale of paper. I see a roster. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be. But you did Prince of Persia roster, and that had puzzles as well. But yeah, that one kind of gave me that Little Nightmares feel, but not really Little Nightmares like creepy. It looked a little bit innocent, but it was kind of a cool mechanic there, right? You're able to be this piece of paper. You can see something, you can transform into something, and you need that to navigate that world to get through, and it's telling a story without really telling any words. So some people may be like, "Purple, that is way too artsy for me." Totally hear you. Maybe not for you, but maybe that resonates with someone in stream or in chat. But yeah, um, a tale of paper. Came out a few years ago. Did not really get the the indie limelight, the artsy limelight, but looking back on it, it looks pretty cool. And it's probably something, again, probably will do a giveaway. I may stream it on stream. Where else would I stream it? But yeah, I may play it on stream. And it's again one of those things I was just checking out. I was like, oh wow, I hadn't heard about this. So there y'all go. Definitely if it's your thing, go check it out. If it's not, no worry, because I have another one. That is another gem. This one was not mentioned this week. However, this publisher just recently released a game that is doing amazing amongst users, not so much amongst Metacritic people, but really well against users. And this is another game from that publisher. So if you're a fan of Focus Entertainment, you're someone who got excited about, oh my goodness, I can't think of it, Ghosts of New Eden. So I always remember that part of the name, Banisher Ghosts of New Eden, if you're excited about that. Here's another game that they launched a little over a year ago that unfortunately got no type of fanfare, but all the user scores I've seen on it, everything I've heard about it, and just looking at it, looks like something I would probably play. So here we go. Another hidden gem. So again, kind of the theme today, hidden gems and scandals. But with that said, here we go. The next one.
Don't blame yourself, sister. For my fate was sealed before you even left the village. Baba may have had no hand in my demise, but she still craves my soul. You can still save us.
Zora, is that you?
You're not ready.
The huts, the masks, the idols, they're means to a greater end. But you gotta walk the road.
You're a mask to hide the face of a murderer. Help me avoid justice. What do you really want from me?
I don't want to harm you.
Of course, we've got a job to do. I'll find her, one way or another.
That is Black Tail. And if you have Xbox right now, that game is only like $10. So definitely a really great buy. I think you would be super happy with it. I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to check on PlayStation. And then obviously, like Steam gives away games. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. If y'all remember last year, I played Bramble and it brought a lot of like Norse mythology. This game actually uses a lot of Slovakian. I know Slovakian uh, kind of mythology is probably not the right word I want to use there, but a lot of Slovakian lore throughout the game. So if you're someone who's like really into that idea of lore and somewhat intertwining it with like gameplay and you like a great story, the voice acting in that game actually is considered one of the top voice acting in gaming. Not necessarily as far as popular game voice actors and actresses, but more or less on the dialogue. People say it's like super engaging. Kind of the brief playthroughs I've done of it so far, I've been really intrigued, and so I wanted to share that because I know I was someone who's really excited about Banishers of New Eden, and still am. Ray, the gaming cyborg. If y'all know, he's been streaming Banishers of Ghosts of New Eden over the last month, basically, and it's been just really enjoying that game. But if that is your thing, if like having a more like choices and you can either do good or evil, you want to like enjoy characters, check that game out. It is definitely something that's out there. It again did not get a lot of praise when it came out. Just didn't get a lot of traction. Period. It's probably what happens when you release December 15th. I'm just gonna say, but still, it is still a pretty cool game, and everybody's saying like it's kind of a must buy. At $30, they're saying that's a really good deal. So you can imagine at like $10, it's like it's kind of like might as well go do it. So throwing that one out there. Yes, the game inspired Ben too. Yes, Wit. I talked about it earlier. Tales of Kinzera comes out next week. So if y'all do not know, let's put it back up. Yes, Wit. It is coming out next Tuesday, releasing there. Super excited about that. So definitely go check that out if you want. And then for everybody else, and then I promise we will get to it here. For everybody else who wants to know what I am currently playing, besides Ghost of Tsushima, because that's taking me a second to get through. But what I am currently playing right now, and what I got super, super excited about is this character. All right. If y'all know anything about me, you know what I'm playing right now. And this just dropped today. I'm like sold, So if you have this game, you want to run it with me, just let me know. But here we go.
Being aware of your surroundings is essential in Remnant 2.
But being in tune with the environment is something entirely more powerful. This is Tragic from Gunfire Games. Introducing the Invoker. Drawing strength from the nature spirits of Yeisha, the Invoker can harness the mystic power of the jungle. Their perks are based around skill usage, the centerpiece being their prime perk, Visionary. This grants the Invoker double skill charges for any equipped archetype and reduces skill cooldowns. And when it comes to skills, the Invoker thrives. Their first skill, Way of Keula, is all about making it rain. Literally. The Invoker summons a rainstorm followed by a powerful tidal wave. Enemies caught in the downpour are drenched and subsequently slowed and intermittently blasted by lightning. Allies, on the other hand, they gain haste. Their second skill, Way of Maedra, sees the Invoker reinvigorate the very ground they see.
So, Remnant, if you guys want to go check that out, I cut it short because it's like kind of a long little trailer. It's like 3.5 minutes. I didn't want to show it all, but it just shows you Remnant 2 is knocking it out of the park in my book. They you buy the game, they have this DLC, and it's not just DLC, it's like DLC that's super cool, adds new characters, adds new abilities, does just a phenomenal job. And you can take your old character and run through it. Hint, hint, Diablo 4. But yes, that's what I am all about right now is just Remnant. And shout out to Ambi. This last weekend, Ambi and I actually beat the game in the hardest difficulty, the base game in the hardest difficulty. It was a boss fight. I don't know, Ambi, how long have we probably spent a combined, I don't want to embarrass myself, but we probably spent a combined 15, 16 hours on this one boss. And that is like that's from like September, and then we didn't play it. We came back in December. We couldn't still beat it. And last weekend we actually put it together. And this is like multiple types of like builds, multiple types of strategies. We finally got it done. Remnant was I'm not gonna say it was like the hardest boss, but as far as just number of like unique things in a game, Remnant 2 knocked it out of the park. If you're someone who likes third person shooters, you like a challenge, do not listen to Rudix because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Remnant 2 was a really, really fun time, especially you can run it with someone. So if you're someone who's like, hey, Purple, I saw it on sale. Hey, Purple, I have it. Hey, Purple, can you like help me like understand what this game is about? Just let me know. I think what Gunfire Games did in that game is like super cool. Also, special note, Nuzo, the gaming industry kind of like sayer of all things in gaming and data and trends and so forth. Nuzo gave credit to Remnant 2. Remnant 2 was one of the few titles last year that didn't have a huge marketing budget, didn't really have a huge following, but was able to break through and be one of the most played games last year. So shout out to that team. And like I said, I just enjoy it. For I'll get up. Eternal Shaddai. Eternal Shaddai is someone who knows a thing or two about Remnant 2. So what is going on, Eternal Shaddai? Been playing Age of Calamity, Baltra, and recent beat Link's Awakening. Ooh, Age of Calamity. It's a good one. Uh-oh. A lot of Zeldas there. That's why Gate Shark was invented. Yeah, I wish. That game was like, I'm just telling you, there was actually two bosses. There was the main final boss, and then there was this other one that we just kind of did, and it was called the Red. Who did we beat? Ambi can tell you. It was another one. But combined between those two bosses, we probably spent over 24 hours just fighting bosses. And these were like long battles. Like we're talking like 15, 20 minutes, which isn't obviously, I get it. I get it. Some of y'all are all about um, your other From Software games, and you're like 10, 15 minutes. That's nothing. I did a 30, 40 minute, 8 battle and I get it. But for some of us that's super cool. So The Red Prince. It wasn't the Red Prince. That was the one before Ambi. The one that the chick. She has like 2 phases. That one, where it's a really short battlefield. No, this weekend is bad. No worries, Rouster. We'll play it. We'll play it. But with that, all right, and I can talk more about Remnant if you want to. But with that said, I want to talk about this gaming scandal. There's a gaming scandal going on. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like this is like an Elizabeth Holmes moment. Something is not right. I think they potentially have the right intentions, but I am thoroughly convinced. And when I say thoroughly convinced, I just mean I'm like partly halfway convinced that this is actually a scandal. But here it is. I'm going to show y'all a picture. Some of y'all know what it is. This is a Metrovania. So this is a gaming scandal coming to you. And if it happens to be a scandal, you heard it from me first, or not. But regardless, I started thinking about this, and here it is. All right, you ready? I'm going to throw it up, and I'm going to talk through it. Hollow Knight Silk Song. All right. So what do I mean by this? All right, if y'all do not know, Hollow Knight is considered by some to be one of, if not the greatest Metrovanias of all time. And the thing about it is, Hollow Knight is phenomenal. It's inspired so many genres. It's done so many things. It has a simple art style, but amazing combat, amazing platforming. It's a game that I actually will probably be jumping into again, not too long. But yes, this game, I feel like, is a scandal. I actually do not believe this game will ever release. I know that's shocking. But here's the thing, y'all. The first Hollow Knight took 4 years to develop. It started being concept in 2013, and then it was released in 2017. In 2019, they released a trailer called Silk Song. In the same E3 that Stadia was announced, they showed gameplay of Hollow Knight Silk Song. They showed one of the developers on stage playing the game. Now, at the time, and I didn't watch this, I didn't really pay too much attention of this when it was going on because I was focused on Stadia. But at the time, I was like, oh, that's cool, because Hollow Knight obviously made its rounds in the indie dev scene. And it was like, awesome, they're already releasing another game. That, y'all, was roughly 5 years ago. This game is a fraud. If you go back and look at the video of that gameplay where the chick from the dev team is actually playing the game, you'll notice she's actually not playing the game. She's looking intently at the screen as it moves around, and she's talking about it. I'm thoroughly convinced that that gameplay is actually just a footage of the game going through. It's animation. It's not really game. It's not really in-game footage. She gives me the same look when I look at her as someone on Twitch, where you see some people on Twitch and they're not really playing the game. That's what I see in there. The fact that this game hasn't launched yet makes me really curious. Why is it taking so long to launch this game? 5 years. 5 years after they showed gameplay. I want y'all to put that in perspective. When was there another time that a game was not only launched or announced, but showed in-game footage and took over 5 years to actually launch? Now, some of y'all, I know, you're going to say Grand Theft Auto 6. No. Grand Theft Auto 6 was not showing gameplay, was actually not really announced. I see Jeff Janek. Skull and Bones took 10 years or so. They still have at least 5 more years. Skull and Bones, Skull and Bones actually has launched, Jeff. Good one there. But when did they show gameplay for Skull and Bones? When did they announce it and show actual gameplay? I'm not saying when did they say the concept, because we could say Dead Island 2, we could say Pikmin 4, right? We could say Baldur's Gate 3, we could say Dragon Age. There's a number of games that would Diablo 4. There's a number of games that have been announced early. But when you show game footage, that's what I'm talking about. When you actually say, hey, this is coming around the corner. Pikmin 4, if y'all recall, I had said, like, hey, they had originally announced Pikmin 4 in 2014. They said it was around the corner. They did not show footage of Pikmin 4. Okay. This game, go look it up. Hollow Knight Silksong E3 2020 or 2019. There's actually them saying this game is about to launch soon. That's why they had the chick showing gameplay. But here it is. Here it is, y'all. It was recently rated. I can't see. I don't believe it. This game's not coming out, y'all. I can't see. Says it was recently rated. I think it's a fraud. I don't think it's real. I think it is a experiment. Social experiment. How long can we get away with announcing a game before we actually launch it? I can't see. I hope for everyone that you are right. That it actually is a game that is launching soon. It was supposed to launch in 2019. Then they got smart. They didn't do it in 2020, but then they said 2021. They said 2022. It was supposed to launch last year in the Q2 of 2023. So now here we are coming again in Q2 of 2024. I hope I can't see that it is actually out there. Okay? For whatever reason, I hope it is an amazing experience. But for me, I think it's an Elizabeth type of scandal. And if they do launch it, there's a story to tell. All right. That is my Metrovania scandal. So many people thought it was going to launch during the Nintendo showcase. It didn't. Not a hint, not a whisper. And so here we are, waiting for Hollow Knight. So potentially to vet my statement, I'm looking up. Please, I can't see if it was there. I hope you're right. I'm not saying you're not. I haven't done that much research in it other than the randomness, which is waiting for the game to be announced or something. That is it. You know, that's all. That's the only thing where I come. So kind of in jest, kind of tongue in cheek, but kind of also like I'm not gonna be surprised if this game just like it eventually launches. There was like some murder, kidnapping. Their devs were really AI. The chick was like really like a cat dressed up as a human. I wouldn't be surprised if like one of those or a combination of those things actually happens with this game. Don't ask me why. I'm just telling you, like, when was the last time they showed gameplay? They said this is super close to launching. Like, the gameplay wasn't even choppy. Okay? It's not like, oh, this is beta testing. Like, you know how Starfield did it like 2 years ago, and everybody's like, oh, that looks horrible. No, it wasn't even like that. I'm talking like actual gameplay of like this looks like Hollow Knight and like the little Silksong chick. 5 years. We're going on almost 6. Again, not announced. This is actual gameplay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. And then last but not least. So that's the scandal. Last but not least. A lot of things going on in gaming right now. And I just want to say for everybody, I'll give you one. Whereas Beyond Good and Evil 2, they did show gameplay in the VR set releasing in the infinite future. In the infinite future. That's what is it? I don't even know what the statement means, Eternal Shaddai. I don't even know what infinite future means. I know what Infinity War means, but infinite future? I don't even know what that means. Like that, I know what coming soon means. Silk Song is never coming. Geek the sneakest thing. I know what coming soon means. I don't know what infinite future means. Like the future is infinite, ideally, right? Depending, but coming in the that just says coming in the future to me, which I would be like, all right, at least they're being honest, right? At least, okay, we'll use some magical words. It means it will never release. I just made that statement. Okay, you should be a marketer, Shadai. You should be seriously. But yeah, Silk Song. I don't know. I can't see it's giving us. How about Metroid Prime 4? Metroid Prime 4 did come out, or did it not? Did they show gameplay? Like again, I'm not saying like, hey, we announced that this is in development. I'm not saying that because that happens a lot, right? Let's go with StarCraft, right? StarCraft 3, where's that? Like, I don't know, right? Silk Song releases in 2026. Is that it's gonna be on, it's gonna literally outlive this current gen? They announced it again. Stadia was announced. I'm not saying like, oh, they announced it while we were playing on Stadia. No, they announced it with Stadia. An entire platform came to be, and then Jeff Janak destroyed it in the time frame that Hollow Knight Silk Song was supposed to release. They just showed the title for Prime 4. Silk Song in 2077. Oh my goodness. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Achman Razor, right? I think that's the logical philosophical view. Like if the clearest explanation is the straight line one, right? And to me, that's what happened. Like you said, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I feel like go look at it, go do your own research. Look up Hollow Knight 2019 Silk Song. You're gonna see a chick playing the game. You tell me if she's actually playing the game. Like I am that person now. I am that conspiracy theorist at this moment that I have looked at that. Like that chick's not playing. That chick looks like a chick. Like obviously chicks know how to fake a lot of things. And a woman will tell you when another woman's faking. That chick's faking. Okay? That chick is not enjoying a game. She is trying to remember the lines of a script. That's all I'm saying. Check Discord DMs. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Where is this? What is going on? Okay, what is going on this one? Oh yeah, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. Stargate's the new Stargate. I can't see. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm on the lookout. I said it's kind of tongue in cheek, but kind of real. Song will be releasing on Stadia's stepsister Amazon Luna. Do you see that? Really? Scroll down. Oh man. I'm looking. Yeah, I don't. Gets another encouraging update. Okay, I don't understand. I see if y'all look it up. I see. So I can't see Simmy, so you can look it up. Hollow Knight Silk Song to look up everything. But here's the thing: I don't need an update. When you show me gameplay and you say, "Hey, releasing soon," that's the next update's when you release. I don't want to see an update that says like, "Oh, we added a pixel." Like, no, you showed me the chick playing the game. Does that make sense? It's like there's a difference when you're like, "Hey, we haven't shown anything. We're not showing you the trailer. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know the story." The chick showed a game and told the story for 20 minutes at E3. Talks about a rain. There are leaks. There are leaks. They paid it. This is a classic example of like someone, like they show those things like where they show Guitar Hero people who are just amazing at playing Guitar Hero. And it's like they've been playing Guitar Hero for like 10 to 12 years. And people are like, why won't you just like learn to play the guitar? And they're like, no, I can't. It's like impossible for them. Or someone, like they could just do something in an amount of time that they've been faking it. I feel like they could have made the game by now. I feel like I could have coded, brought together a team, pitched it to some people, and made the game by now. You want to know why I feel like that? Because Team Cherry did it in 4 years. They already had the assets. They already had the lore. They already had the team in place that just did the first game. Yes, Wit, they did. They did, exactly. That's why it's a scandal. I'm just saying, like, there's no other explanation. What's the explanation? I'm like, maybe you're like, well, maybe they just needed more time. Okay, I guess. That's all I'm saying. Just give me like a reason. Give me something. My prediction was to be shown at a big showcase. All right, so you think Xbox will? It sounds like something X would do, right? I could see Xbox doing it. All right, holding out hope. Holding out hope. But that was my news. But yeah, uh, you know, talked a little bit about some games, talked a little bit about some new releases coming out, talked a little bit about the scandal. Maybe just planting to see. Maybe you'll be a little skeptical. Why don't you call someone and ask them where the game is? Why don't I call someone? Who would I go? Jeff, you're the one who knows people. Isn't Team Cherry Canadian? You're the one who knows people, Jeff. I don't know anyone. But just saying. I'm just saying we're giving I'm cool with it. I'm actually cool with it being a scandal. I didn't give them money. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of cool with Elizabeth Holmes scandal. Like it makes for an interesting trial. It makes for an interesting movie. It makes for an interesting like how long can the person go without blinking? It makes for like interesting like the person making their voice deeper than it actually is, right? Like that's team Cherry right now. They're in the same boat as Elizabeth Holmes. If you don't know who Elizabeth Holmes is, you can go look it up. But she had this huge company and it ended up being a lie. Like that's a big lie. This is like Team Cherry. Like who's gonna be upset with Team Cherry? You know what I mean? It'll be like one of those like Netflix special type of things. Yes, you you are the one all worked up about it. I'm not. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know, Jeff. I already have it. I have the conspiracy. Why would I call them? In my mind, whatever they're going to tell me is going to be a lie because they already told me a lie. That's how like conspiracy theories, that's how they work. Like that's how the logic works. I don't want to know the truth because I'm always going to just say you're lying to me. Are you watching Fallout? It's a good show. I am not. I am not watching. Are you kidding me, Roster? I can't even remember where I put the remote to something, let alone a show. No, I'll probably watch it. But no, I'm not watching it right now. I'm actually not watching any TV shows right now. Not watching any movies, not watching any TV shows. I beat Remnant, and I watch Jeff Janak show after my stream on Sundays. That's probably the only thing. And then if I catch everybody's stuff during the workday. But let me post my chatting if anybody wants to come in here. I know boring. Hey ISO. ISO. What have you turned Doc Dark 1985 into? That's all I have. That's the only question I have. But let me post this. We have Xbox people being PC people, being chessboard people, being all sorts of people. Yes. Um, being just people. I also was going to talk about something, but I think I'll wait for another week or so about it because there's a lot of stuff going on about Star Wars Survivor or Star Wars Outlaw. I said Survivor. Is there a Star Wars Survivor? And the pricing of that game. I actually have a pretty unpopular opinion about game pricing. Um, I guess I could share it. It's kind of controversial, kind of unpopular. But in reality, games have like gotten a lot better. Like, but the pricing really has not went up, and I think that's kind of interesting. Is that like if you looked at the price of, I don't know, give me something, eggs in 1994, and then you look at the price of a game in 1994, it's like $10 difference in actual dollars. But as far as inflation, that's like inflation's went way up. And so I think like games should be priced more expensive. Like the bigger a game, it should be priced more expensive. I don't think it's like calling games like woke or the studio's doing this, therefore they're not selling it. Like, no, the truth of the matter, or you don't want to buy it. Like, no, I think the industry, if you think about it, the game, okay, bring on Holtz. Holtz isn't around. Um, like I'm not, granted, I don't want to be paying $150 for a game. I'll tell you that much for sure. But I'm also at the point where if you want to play the game and you have the means to pay for it or go to a subscription, if that's where they're trying to push you towards and you want to play it, like we've been kind of spoiled. Like I think there's been many different instances where we look at old catalogs and the price of the games back when, like I still remember where uh Ocarina of Time was it was 49.99. And that was in 1998. If I were to go a little bit further back, I believe Zelda on NES was 59.99. Star Fox, I know for a fact, was 54.99 in USD. So yeah, I don't know. I think gamers in general, I don't know. I feel kind of sometimes bad for game companies because they're trying to produce a game. Gamers are unwilling to pay more than a certain amount for a game as a whole. Now, I know some of y'all out there are more than willing to pay a pretty penny for it. But we've gotten to the point where people are willing to spend thousands of dollars in some cases for the hardware, but will flip out for spending like $5 more for a game. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. I think if the price go up a lot, more sales will drop because the prices still haven't come down from the inflation after COVID. I get that. But game prices went up, right? So games like there's a whole thing about $70 games roster, and I told, and that's not every game, right? However, I also feel like game prices just haven't been keeping up with regular inflation. It's not like game prices have just skyrocketed high, right? It's not like they are now, I don't know. I use the price of eggs as an example. It's probably not a good example because like that's actually governed by a few things. Um, but just in general, there's so many other things I could point to that have like went up. Like talk about inflation. Chocolate. Chocolate's about to get really expensive, y'all. Real expensive. But that's a different story. That's a supply and demand type of situation. Um, but in general, just the price of labor and everything else and how much more polished the game is today, or not polished. Polish is subjective. What it takes to bring a game to market today than what it took back then. Yeah, I don't know. I just think we get way more for that game. Then bring on Lo-Fi and his conspiracy of the week. Jeff, why don't you come on? I have a question for you, Jeff, because you didn't show us the channel that you were talking about on Twitter. Jeff showed it, y'all. If y'all don't know, Jeff showed a channel of the person who had been, I guess, streaming for how long, Jeff? 6 months, and they were already monetized. And Jeff was saying that it was super easy, and I couldn't tell if Jeff was trolling or Jeff was serious. It's one of those things. My cupboards are full of chocolate. Neil, you will be a rich man if you're not already. $7 gaming. Now they want to add tip on option. So that's actually an interesting concept. What do you think of the tip on option, Sanchez? Like, let's say it's an indie game. What do you think of the tip option? My question is this: who gets the tip? Like, when games launch, it's like movies. This is another thing that I think is really interesting. People make a big deal about, like, when games launch, like 90% of the team gets laid off. If y'all didn't know that, that's generally what happens. When a studio launches a game, unless it's like a really tight-knit studio that has a lot in the pipeline, a lot of times like 90% of the people get laid off. So like go beat your typical game. You'll see this whole reel of like acknowledgments for people who worked on the game. 90% of those people will not be working contract wise or full-time wise with the studio going forward for their next project. It's the same thing as in movies, right? Like in movies, like you don't hear anybody saying like, "Oh, I still work for Time Warner or Warner Brothers." Like they get laid off, you know what I mean? So it's part of the entertainment industry as a whole. I'm not saying that's good or bad or there's not a better way to do it. But if we did do a tipping scenario, who would actually get the tip? If you lay off the entire team after the game comes out, who would get the tip? Because that person bought all their subscribers. Ah, Jeff. Okay. I thought you were Jeff. That's why I was like, I can't tell. Oh man. I only tip waitstaff, my barber, and dancers. That is a good, I mean, at least you're principled, simpleton. Just woke up. Yes, it is pretty early for you, Neil. I'm sure the developers are willing to dance. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's the question I have on tipping of a game. Like who would get it? Like, is it the publisher? Like how do I know the developer who worked on the background art would get the money? I don't know. I think the gaming industry is in a really interesting crossroads because, and this will probably start making its rounds over the next few weeks, days, months, maybe never. But as we already know, the number of people actually gaming is going down. So that's across everything: mobile, PC, and console, cloud, and VR. It's going down. But what is also a trend is the number of hours people are actually gaming is going down. Which is also another trend is the majority of gaming is actually happening on games that are 6 years old or older. It's another really big trend. So when you launch a new game, not only are you competing against like these behemoths of these 6-year-old games, and if you want to know those games, those are like your Fortnites, your Roblox, your Minecraft, your Apex Legends, and I want to say Grand Theft Auto 5. Those games are like maintaining a significant sway in people's in the amount that they play. Also, obviously, Call of Duty, EA, with Madden, Jeff's favorite company, 2K. Those games are actually having a huge impact. That's where people are playing games. And so when new games release, they are having to compete against people's behavior of going back to some of these older titles, something I advocated for last week, as well as the elbow room going on right now in trying to get your game seen. So what that actually means is the games that are not getting played are games that are between 2 to 5 years. Those are the games that are having a hard time. And this is really disrupting the entire gaming business. because traditionally you've had this long tail, like right, you have a huge amount of playtime and then it's this like gradually long tail. But what's happening now is certain games are people are that tail is dropping off really quick. And so uh what you're gonna probably continue to see is more consolidation, unfortunately. But I don't know what that really means nowadays. I just think it means people have the IP. But yeah, you're gonna probably see more consolidation, and you're gonna probably see much more targeted outreach for a game. Like I said, something that they really highlighted was Remnant 2. Remnant 2, they thought did a really great job of breaking through without a huge budget. And what you're gonna probably also see, and this is all if y'all want to go check it out, it's in Newzoo, the gaming journal or the gaming research. Something they also said you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of older franchises, people bringing those games back. So remakes are still profitable. I know people get upset with remasters and remakes, still really profitable. And you're going to see more games go to the silver screen. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. Uh, um, Barber's also getting expensive too. Tip. Wow. How much do y'all pay to get your hair cut? How much does a good barber cost? I'm always curious. That's something I don't know. Like, how much does it cost to get your hair cut if you're a guy? I'm curious about that. To get my hair blowed out, that's like, depending on where I go, it's about $50 to $100. It's a pretty big range. To get my ends trimmed, that's usually between 20 to 50. So obviously I usually do stuff. And yeah, and then to get it cut, it's like over $100. $20. It's 30 now at $30, $20. Interesting. And do you know when they do a good job? I'm curious about this. My brother seems to know. But like, can you say, "Oh, that was a good cut." Like, what makes it a good cut? $30 with the $20 tip. What? 66%? $30 every 2 weeks. Wow. Y'all really keep it up. Yes, I know. Looking at my head. Yeah, I guess so. $30. Hey, Windstar, what's going on, Windstar? Every single time I turn on Ghost of Tsushima, I think of you because I was watching you. You're the first person I actually watched play Ghost of Tsushima. I've known my barber forever. Wow. $30, $20. I guess it is getting expensive. But I guess they gotta get paid too. I go like every 2 to 3 months. Roster, they're saving some money. So Roster technically spends $120 for his hair a year. That works. I don't think there's a right answer to that. I go when it gets too long, no set time frame. That works too. So I guess some people are more religious and some people are like whenever I feel like it. Um that's interesting. I think the hair cutting, both men, women, and people who live off the binary all have different hair needs. Hmm, interesting. Zero Neil, no money? Really? Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, he cuts it by himself. That might be true. Um, but yeah, I think for me in gaming, like I said, I had unpopular opinions today. That's what I was all about. That's what happens when you start losing your memory and you start getting old. You become that person. And that was me today. My wife, wait, are you talking about the hair on your head? Oh my goodness, Jeff. Jeff, what other hair would I be talking about? I said a cut. I didn't say a wax. I said a cut. I buzzed my son's hair recently. Took him a long time to be okay with the buzzer. He has since. Oh, okay. That works. Only 40 more episodes till I show up for episodes. Ron, you keep pushing that number back, by the way. You keep pushing that number back. I noticed that. But yeah, no, I think wax is different. I don't consider that cutting. I consider that something slightly different, but maybe I should consider it cutting, no? I don't know. I don't know. I think that would be that is another conversation for a different channel, a different topic. Did a 4-hour stream last time I was on, so you were behind. Jeff did do a 4-hour stream. He does it on his birthday. He does it to rub it in our faces that he killed Stadia. We'll be retired by then. I probably will if I can. If you get cut getting waxed, they did it wrong. If you get cut getting waxed, they did it wrong. Yeah, no. I never have gotten cut getting waxed. But how would you know that, simpleton? I'm curious. I feel like that would hurt for you. We can just next time you are as a guest on my OnlyFans. Oh, really, Jeff? No, I was just gonna. The question was it was just gonna be like, is there? I always wondered that. Like, do you guys have a preference? I always wondered that. Like, I guess I should. I never really asked. It's actually the first time I've ever asked that question. Do you guys have a preference? I pay $35 every 2 weeks for a shape up, not a full cut, and I pay $100 to get it braided every 2 months. See, I get the 120. I don't get it braided. When I got extensions, I used to get it braided. I don't do that anymore. And it wasn't even like a full braided. And I don't really do extensions. Well, we're after dark now. I haven't said anything, Amy. I just said, is there a preference? I just said, is there a preference? I didn't say anything crazy. Did I? Like, I didn't bring it up. Jeff brought it up. Guys can get waxed too, so I hear. I feel like it would hurt. I don't even care about the hair down there personally. So there goes. Roster doesn't have a preference. You're thinking it. And here we go. Here we go. We have someone coming on. Who's it? What is going on? Is this Cowboy? I can't tell. Is this the king of entertainment? I can't see. Take care, man. I know it got a little personal there. We brought Jeff on. I can't hear you, Jeff. I can't hear you. I catch you later. Thanks, I can't see, for coming by the way. Thank you so much.
How about there?
Now we can hear.
You're supposed to like kick your legs and you're supposed to act like an idiot when you come on here. Isn't that what Mr. Lewis does?
He's in chat too. Yeah.
Is he?
He just came in, yeah. Or he was in earlier, but now he's back in.
Oh, look, I was mocking him. I mean, I was imitating him by, kicking around and yelling and screaming for 10 minutes like he does. I have nothing to say. Hey, on that Nintendo thing, speaking of gaming, did you see the Little Cat Big City trailer?
I did. It looked too much like the other game Stray. And when I say it looked like it just reminded me like what you just did Stray in a different art style.
I thought it was cool. It's coming to Game Pass day 1 too.
I did not see it. I did not see that. I thought it was something else coming, but it just looked like Stray. So I wasn't like, I guess. But are you gonna play it? I guess you're Squids talking about cats. How's everyone doing? Thanks, Squids. Thanks. It came just in time to see this. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Where'd you get that?
A store.
Oh, that's not your original one, Jeff?
It's not.
Teenage.
I li-
Which
I
one
like-
is that? Open that one. Which one is that?
That one?
No. This one. The arcade. So this is the beat 'em up. What's the other one? Open it up. Is this the one in Manhattan, or is this the one where they're like, no, this isn't Manhattan. This is the one I actually remember playing. Or I
You mean
think
that
it's
one?
Manhattan. Yeah, Manhattan Project. That's the one also. Wow.
You mean that one? What about that one?
And Jeff, so tell us. So you're a
And this
retro
one.
gamer, Jeff. You're a retro
and that-
collector.
How about that one?
I have this one. Look at this little. Did you just get these?
I did.
All right, and are we gonna get to see you play them on Retro Gaming Night?
Possibly.
I'm
Why-
excited.
Why else would I have it?
I don't know. You're a collector.
It's true.
Yeah, I see. You're a collector, Jeff. That's why else you would have it.
It's true.
At
true.
Jeff Janak.
That's true.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You have the entire Ninja Turtles. So did you see Ninja Turtles coming out? There's a new one coming out.
On Nintendo Switch at the Nintendo Switch Indie Direct.
Yep.
I did.
Thoughts?
It looked cool. I actually kind of like the little cat game.
You do.
I do.
Did you play Stray?
I did.
So and you like that?
I did. I like cats.
Okay.
I like cats. And there's another game coming out. It's Cats That Fish. And I'm like, I like cats. I like fishing. I forget the name of it.
Was it also at the direct?
I don't remember. I see a lot
If
of.
y'all wanna- if you wanna go watch it.
I see a lot of things, and I don't remember where I see them.
Interesting. Interesting.
And you're not going to stream No Rest for the Wicked?
Mm-mm.
Wrong answer.
Nah.
Your fans that are over here, these people here, want to see you play it.
No one's asked me to play it.
I have.
Jeff, you do not want me to.
Oh, I sent you a tweet. Comicbook.com is reporting that your game has been rated in Australia. PG.
So I can't see his right.
What do you say?
I can't. He left when we were starting talking about shaving and waxing. But I can't.
That's my fault.
that was your fault, Jeff.
That's
That
my
was your
fault.
fault. You.
That's my fault. That's my
part
fault.
of the chat leaves when
that's-
we start talking.
That's my fault.
Purple
my
after
fault.
dark.
That's my
Part
fault.
of the chat leaves.
That's my fault.
No, I mean, I'm happy if it comes out. Like I said, I'm happy if it comes out. I just think it's a scam.
Comicbook.com is reporting it's rated PG in Australia, which means it's imminent. Imminent, according to. I sent you the article. So if you go to the X, you will see I sent you the article from.
Oh, you're calling it X, you're not calling it X, formerly known as Twitter. Why do they keep saying that, by the way?
I don't know.
This was published 3 days ago.
It was.
Well, then it's true, obviously.
Well, can you believe comicbook.com? Where's Hold?
No, it's in South Korea, by the way.
Huh?
South Korea.
Thought it said Australia.
Oh, wait. So, okay, here we are, y'all. If y'all want to see what we're looking at,
Did I
here we
read?
are.
Did I read a different article?
No. So this is giving more credence to the theory. It's always true when they mention South Korea. Like, I'm pretty sure comicbook.com also said some stuff about Stadia going to Mexico. But here we are. Here we are, y'all. At the start of the month, it was discovered that Six Song had finally received an official game rating in South Korea. There you go, which came in tandem with the game being briefly listed on Xbox's digital storefront. There you go. Oh, wait, y'all can't see this. Y'all can't see this. Here you go.
Oh, I thought
Both
it was
of
just
these
me.
moves often come about very late in the development, meaning that the launch of Silksong seemed to be close. And while developer Team Cherry has yet to say anything official on the game, a new move has yet again teased the release date could be right around the corner. As of today, Hollow Knight Silksong has also been rated in Australia.
Ah, see, There, that's what I saw. I
There
guess
you go.
There you go. See, I thought it said something about Australia.
There you go. This is comicbook.com. The de facto their track record is
Exactly,
impeccable.
simpleton. If you can't believe comicbook.com, who can you believe?
Track record is impeccable. They receive funding from NOR, a hearty meal for busy schedules, and this guy talking. And therefore, so there you go, y'all. It's coming out. It was rated at the start of April 2024, which I will also remind
PG. It was rated PG, it says.
For mild violence. I will also remind everybody that the start of April is traditionally April Fool's Day. So I'm just going to remind everybody of that simple fact. So take it for what it is.
Oh, no, it was classified. If you click on the link from classification.gov.au/title/Hollow Knight SilkCon, April 2nd, after April Fool's Day.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Check and mate.
I again,
I knew your thing was clickbait.
April 2nd in Australia is actually April 1st in the United States. Just gonna say. I'm just saying. Yes, Jeff, do the math. Just saying, do the math.
It's got a classification number.
Oh, that makes it official.
Well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that class 47, that of course, that looks official.
It does.
I'm not saying.
Now you can ask Joe, it's got a Steam page. That means it's got to be imminent. You can wish list it on the Steam. That, Steam just doesn't let any old idiot put up something. Maybe they do. I have no idea. That's a Joe question.
Like I said, maybe I just was letting people know that.
But you didn't do your homework and you didn't know about this.
Because it's all a lie still, Jeff. Don't you understand how conspiracy theories work?
I do not.
It's literally
Lo-Fi. Where the hell's Lo-Fi? He's my conspiracy theory guy.
SPG as well.
Yeah,
and Vet.
But Lo-Fi.
And or Rocky Mountain. I forget what Vet's called now. But yeah. So like I said, if it comes out, it comes out. I'm just saying that it's a social
imminent.
experiment.
It's imminent. It's imminent. Will you play that game on stream?
Hollow Knight?
Yeah.
I play Fall Guys.
Oh.
Hey, Ray, we were just talking about you, Ray. We were just talking, earlier today, we were talking about how you've been playing Banisher, Ghost of New Eden, and if you like that type of game, you may like the game Blacktail.
And Ray, we were talking about... Oh, never mind. You can rewind.
No, we're not talking... I lost viewers,
Jeff.
I lost viewers because it got too personal for some people.
You really shouldn't listen to me then. Where's Holtz?
Holtz, he's asleep. He's asleep. He's asleep. It's late. It's late. It's late. But
I feel awkward being here when Holtz and Lo-Fi are not.
No, you shouldn't.
I do. They're your staples.
No. Well,
I'm
Jeff,
like third class guest.
no,
I only come on in September.
and in April.
Yeah.
Because this one brought you out. Some people get uncomfortable around hot wax. Some people do, Rouster.
Not Ray.
Not Ray.
Oh wait, I'm telling stories out of school. Never mind. I'm gonna get yelled at tomorrow by Ray.
Oh my goodness. All fun. It's all fun and games.
Ray's gonna yell at me tomorrow.
It's all fun and games. But yeah, so Jeff, what are you gonna be streaming coming up? What? Or aroused?
I'm glad you said it, not me.
for hot wax? I mean, hot wax. I'm more of a sugaring type, but the Great Escape
What the
Like
hell's
the
camera?
movie?
Like the movie.
Starring who was in The Great Escape? Was that Newman?
Stephen McQueen.
McQueen.
Mhm.
I always get those two confused.
Paul Newman and Steve McQueen? Because they both have blonde hair?
I mean, I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
He just heats up Ray's sauce. What define Ray's sauce?
You don't know Sweet Mama Ray's sauce?
Sweet Baby Ray's sauce?
Oh, whatever it's called.
I know Sweet Baby Ray.
Whatever.
Sweet Mama Ray?
Whatever.
What
Whatever.
are you talking about?
I
Jeff?
don't know.
Sweet Mama Ray, is that what you call?
I
Is
don't
that what
know.
Ray is now referred to? Is Sweet Mama Ray?
No.
Sweet
baby-
Daddy Jeff, Sweet Mama Ray,
Sweet Baby Ray, whatever the hell it's called. We don't have it in Canada, so I don't know what it's called.
Sweet Baby Ray.
Or maybe we do. I don't know.
Oh man. But yeah,
Anyways,
so
yes. So that's what I'm playing. The Great
so-
Escape.
Great Escape. No, it's super cool. Well, I will, like I said, I'll probably be playing Fall Guys because I have the other stream with the with the kids who are like 6 years old who can destroy all the adults.
Hmm.
Sweet Mama Ray is the official account, OnlyFans account.
Hey, nobody else is allowed to have one. I don't want any OnlyFans competition.
There's a lot of competition on OnlyFans.
No, how would you know?
I've heard.
Okay, don't believe.
You don't. There's not a lot of competition.
No. Top 1%, baby. Top 1%.
I don't know.
Top 1%.
They're during Twitch. So what do you think about you stream on Twitch, don't you, Jeff?
I do not.
Well, here's a question for you since you are a reality star.
Okay.
What do you think about Twitch turning into OnlyFans?
Well, they were doing that before until they got in trouble with their advertisers. Then they had to stop. Or they had to make it, because companies like Johnson & Johnson ads were showing up on certain people's pages that they did not want to be affiliated with. So they said, well, we're going to stop advertising with you unless you fix that. And when, the big dollar talks. Speaking of that, you said who would you tip the devs?
No, I would say so if you tip the devs.
Yeah, tip the devs.
So yeah, but then
it would go to the studio.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If the devs, so like traditionally after a game gets launched, over half the team gets laid off. It's just how it happens, right? It happens in movies, happens in TV shows. Half the team gets laid off. So
doesn't mean they still can't get paid. If it's part of their contract that any tip money can be distributed, even if they're laid off or fired or whatever.
So that's the question. So
money can still, right? People still get residuals from TV shows they were on.
If that's the case, but how can I be sure of that? How will I be sure that I am tipping the people who actually were part of the game, who are no longer part of that studio, and not just the people who are the senior execs of the studio?
Well, I guess you'd have to trust them.
Oh, just like Team Cherry.
It's been rated.
Yeah,
it's
coming out soon. They told me this in 2019, of course.
Well, now it's been rated. Was it rated in 2019? It's now been rated in Australia and where? South Africa.
I mean, it's a slow burn.
I didn't look it up. Somebody can. Where's Crow? Is Crow here? Where's Crow? Pretty sure they announced and showed footage of Skull and Bones 5 years ago, and it just came out. They've been dangling that Skull and Bones in front of us for, I think, years. And I think they may have even showed us something. Crow can fact check me. Somebody can fact check me because I can't be bothered.
Skull and Bones, they did not show in 2019. Skull and Bones was launched when they talked about Stadia. They showed that during Stadia's time.
Okay.
This was pre-Stadia.
Okay, well, it's still, that was in 2019 or 2018 or 20-something, and it just came out in 2023. And it took 10 years. And that's a bigger company than Team Cherry.
And people would tell you that was a scam. They would tell you that.
How long did it take Baldur's Gate 3 and Lorien Studios to come out with their game?
But that was early access, Jeff.
So what was early access on Stadia?
And PC.
Oh, was it? Okay. So I'm just saying, cut them some slack.
I'm pointing something out. I'm just saying, like, I'm putting dots together.
But not, you left dots out because I first Google search I did found the article from comicbook.com, which blows your theory out of the water.
Has there not also been other games that have ever been rated and not launched?
No, I don't know.
There have.
Probably. I'm old and don't remember these things.
There have.
Remember, I'm at least 3 times as old as you. So
At least.
at least 3 times as old as you. And I don't think people at work are calling you
There we
ma'am.
go.
I don't think people at work
At
are
least.
calling
I don't know. I don't know if
I
you.
don't think you're going into a meeting and people are calling you ma'am. But
I mean, if I joined the military over 20 something years ago, and I
Mhm.
spent 12
Mhm.
years in the military, and that was over 12 years ago.
I stand by my math. I stand by my math.
Okay.
Ray and SPG, they'll tell you how old I am.
You're what, 53?
We don't know why she's you missed me dancing. I was punching and dancing just like Mr. Lewis was, right? So
No,
I needed to fact check her about her game. and her
he
conspir- and her
fact checked. It still
and her
hasn't been.
conspir-
It
and her
doesn't come
conspir-
out. When it comes out, the proof is in the playing.
Okay, well, it's coming. Comicbook.com said it is.
That's what they always say. It's coming.
It's coming. Comicbook.com.
It's coming.
It's been rated. It's been rated.
It's coming until it doesn't come. You know what I mean?
Skull and Bones took 10 years. Baldur's Gate 3 took 6 years.
Yes.
So,
I get it.
you
Those are actually bigger games.
So
Look,
Jim, I don't go to Jim's house. I've been banned from Jim's house, Roaster. Trust me.
I've given my evidence. I leave it to y'all y'all have obviously done the research, and so I'm excited for when the game comes out.
Always do your
soon.
own research.
I did my own research.
No, I'm telling them.
Oh,
Always do your own research.
Yeah, I just gave y'all a different.
Don't
different
listen
side
to
of
some. Don't listen to some talking head from New York.
it.
I'm just speaking randomly. I'm not speaking anyone specific.
I'm just saying. I started it out the same way. I'm just saying, like, it could be a scandal in the making. That's the
coming
PlayStation
till it's
Edge.
not. That's the PlayStation Edge. There you go,
Ooh.
Simpleton.
Jim's house, aka Jim. Ooh.
I've been banned.
You've been banned from the gym?
Mhm.
Why is that?
Well, I was there and I was, they have the machine you ride your bike. I was hanging my clothes on it and stuff. And they're like, you can't do that. And I'm like, but I do it at home. Like, I thought that's what that stuff was for, just to kind of hang your clothes. No, that's not what. Okay.
So you hung your clothes on the bike at the gym.
Yeah.
And did they give you a warning?
They did not like that. They said, you're not supposed to hang clothes on gym equipment. And I said, but I do that at home. Never mind. Forget. Clearly, I'm not delivering the joke properly because you're just staring at me.
I'm getting old, Jeff.
Yeah, apparently.
I told you I'm getting old. I do it at home.
Before I came on here, I was at Walmart. I was in their break room. And they said, you don't work here. You can't be in our break room. I said, I just cashiered myself out. Pretty sure I do work here.
Oh my goodness.
No?
I got it.
No, okay.
I got it.
I'm here all week, folks. Tip your waitress. Tip your waitress. Try the veal.
I got it, Jeff. I got it. No. I got it. I got it. What?
Nothing. All right. So what do you rate No Rest for the Wicked in the 15, 20 minutes?
Right now,
Yeah.
since it's early access,
Mhm.
I give it a 9.
Are you in their Discord? I know they've posted some stuff. They were having some performance issues, and there was a few other
Yeah,
little hit. But they said, hey, it's early access. and,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm saying. I think it's early access. What I am actually concerned about with No Rest for the Wicked, and I say this about a lot of the games. I always say what I'm concerned about. They have laid out a pretty ambitious vision for that game.
Okay.
Very few games live up to the ambition that they set, right? Starfield was supposed to be very ambitious.
Mm.
They didn't do that. Cyberpunk,
Mm.
even though another one. And what they've laid out in No Rest for the Wicked is very, very ambitious. And given that the performance issues, like that's cool. Like right now, it's still like a kind of a hack and slash adventure roaming around game.
Mhm. Mhm.
I haven't got to the part. I don't think there's anything about building where I'm at yet. Like
Okay.
I don't think there's any multiplayer stuff
Okay.
where I'm at yet.
All right.
Anybody going to other people's worlds, all that to me is pretty ambitious. So I am a little concerned that maybe eventually they will pull that back.
Ooh. Or just take longer to get there.
Maybe. I'm just saying like I said, my Little Nightmares 3, I have my concerns about that game.
Mhm.
And that's why I kind of am sticking to the games that I know so far have delivered a great experience. And that's why I talk about Prince of Persia and Remnant 2.
Okay.
That's all. Ray says you were lurking around the public bathrooms. At
Ray knows.
Ray knows.
Yep. Ray, there's a rumor Ray may be streaming it next week.
No Rest for the Wicked?
Mhm.
That would be pretty cool.
There is a rumor.
That'd be pretty cool. Like I said, I just saw like those types of games, the games that I really want to explore. It wouldn't be an exciting stream for people because like I like games that are very artsy and like it's a different kind of experience for me. So that's why I don't stream it.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people out there to stream it, and
I was watching a couple today on YouTube.
there's a lot of people who can stream it, and and next week I think I would rather stream because everybody's streaming that. Like I'm glad they're getting the publicity that they're getting.
Mhm.
But Tales of Kinzera, who's going to stream that?
You asking me?
No, I'm just saying, like, no one's talking about that, but that to me is a pretty cool game. So maybe I'll stream that or do a giveaway of that game
Ooh. You should stream it.
over Fall Guys. I like Fall Guys.
Okay.
I like Fall Guys.
Okay.
I also like
And Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Yeah, but we only like Sanchez joined. We only had a few people join that one.
Oh, I know.
So no one, but I guess that's kind of the breaks, as they say. I don't know why they call that.
I would join, but
Jenna.
I have a bit of a conflict. Jenna Hayes,
Jenna,
long lost relative.
prove to y'all that I am not Jenna Hayes. I am not typing.
Where's the
And-
dog? Where's the dog? Where's
Remy, he's up
can't-
there with the other dogs.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, really, that could be the dog.
He's up there
Could
with
be-
the other dogs. He doesn't come down here.
That could be the dog typing.
Yeah, right.
That could be the dog.
Yeah, right.
I would join, but I have a bit of a conflict.
For what, on Sundays?
Mhm.
No, but I watch your show. Like I watch your show on Sunday.
Well, I'm there. I'm there. I'm watching. I just can't jump in.
I have a question. Do you think Caitlin is going to be as good as they say?
Did you hear that teams that she will be playing are having to move from their stadiums to bigger stadiums?
Arenas or stadiums?
Arenas.
I did
So,
hear something. Yeah, that's good though. That's good for the league.
Teams that are, and their contract is up. The TV rights contract is up. So this is a perfect time for all of it to go forward. And then
Right.
hopefully that will then turn into more money, because there was a lot of hate floating around when her contract was released this week.
80,000, right?
Yeah, 336 over the 4 years.
And then, but she has 3 million in endorsements in the first year.
Again, that's she probably you got to leave that out of it. They're just talking pure salary base, right?
I'm cool. Like
She's
I
gonna get, now there's some debate. I've seen some people debating her Nike deal. because they're like, oh, well, she's going to get 20 million from Nike. And people are saying, well, she wouldn't have gotten that if she stayed at Iowa. So
No, I think it's great for basketball.
it is.
I think
It is. I didn't answer your original question. Do I think she's going? It's going to be a different game. She is going to be playing against other ladies who have been playing that pro game longer than her. So it's going to be an adjustment, just like any rookie coming in to the first year of a pro league.
Yeah, and if y'all are just coming in, we're talking about the phenom who is known as Caitlin, as she goes into the WNBA this coming year, as the greatest college basketball player of all time, scoring leader of all time, man or woman. And
someone said to me she cannot be considered a GOAT because she didn't win a championship.
It's an argument.
That's kind of what I said. I said, all right. So I said, GOATs have to have championships. You cannot be a GOAT without a championship. And this person's thesis was that you had to have a championship to be a GOAT.
No, that's not right. Ryzak and I had this conversation about greatest of all time before. I would say, I think it's going to be interesting because I don't think in men's sports we would obviously say like there's this differential, and like in football you don't really see like football players sometimes depending on the position come out their rookie year and just dominate a league. Basketball, you don't see that, right? Even you just don't.
The name we don't mention.
You could use LeBron James.
The name we cannot mention on my show.
Yeah, so you could show all of those. Baseball, obviously, that's not a thing, right? The farm system, kind of like you build up to it. Hockey, maybe to a degree. But my whole thing with women or people in general in sports, and I think this is maybe going to show this, is I think to your point, I think she's going up against very solid competition. She's going up against very strong scorers who are in the league right now. I think the WNBA is actually kind of similar to the NBA. I think the players that are dominant are a little bit bigger than her. Like, and that is like, I think women are just evolving, right? They're getting stronger, they're getting faster, they're getting bigger. It's the argument I would have said like Serena or Martina Hingis or in tennis, like that. There was a time where like that type of play you could do what Martina Hingis did, and then it became much more about power, right? Much more about that, and I could see. Okay, am I frozen? No, so we'll see.
Yeah, she's got to go. Who else is around her? Obviously, she cannot do it alone. She's got. I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit I don't know the rest of the Indiana Fever team. So who does she have around her? So and you're right. She's going up against tougher competition who've been in the league and who have done it. Right. Same as no different than, Wemby coming out of, and, he was going up against much older, more experienced competition. Right. Right. So, now she's got a great shot, if they utilize her skills and they add extra.
So we're talking about the WNBA, Simpleton. We're talking about
sports.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin
Clark.
The sports ball.
Caitlin Clark, which if y'all did not know, the women's NCAA tournament, I think for the first time ever eclipsed the men's.
Yes.
For viewership.
Yes. So
a lot of that has to do with her, which I think is interesting because to me, I don't think she obviously was the best scorer in the league, but even in her title game, she was not the difference maker. No. Right. So I thought
I think she got tired. I think the rest of the team got tired. and they just went up against a too good of a team.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think
Right?
that's the strategy though, right? I think, any player really, it takes a
Mhm,
phenomenal athlete, a Kobe Bryant, a
mhm,
LeBron,
mhm.
um,
Geek to sneak. Hello, sir.
hey
Um,
Geek.
um,
Yeah. To,
I
to
think now, I think, yes, it was the first time ever that the women's eclipsed the men. I think that will happen more often because I think the last couple of years, and somebody can argue with me, the men's game has just not been it's been boring. And the women's game is a lot more, a lot more fun. I think there would have been more people watching the women's than the men's, you know, without Caitlin.
but do you think the NIL is going to change that? Because that's the argument. The argument is that if you're a really good men's player, you would go into the NBA after your first year.
Mhm,
Now you have men
mhm,
who are staying to play longer where you can develop rivalries,
mhm,
right? Like
mhm,
anytime if you had got to where
mhm,
Caitlin was last year, they would
mhm,
have went.
mhm. I here's a question that I've asked Ray, and I have a different opinion than Ray on this. What's going to happen to Bronny? Is he going to come out in the draft, or because he's put his name into the transfer portal, is he going to go to Duquesne or Ohio State, which is what I think. I think he's going to go to Duquesne and not go to the NBA. I think what I think he should do that. I don't think he should enter the draft, because if he enters the draft, he's going to be like a 50 pick in the 50s probably. He's not going to be a top day
But
one
I
pick. He's
but
going
I
to
don't
be
know. I don't know.
so
See, I think I hear you. I don't think he's we're talking about LeBron James' son, everyone. So we are talking about basketball here. Um
just switching gears back to
I actually don't get to talk basketball that much, on
only when you
stream.
come on my show with Razak.
LeBron will never play for the Raptors, Jeff. Oh, is that what you're trying to get him to go to the Raptors, Jeff?
Wouldn't that be great? Then Daddy will come. Daddy will come along,
Yeah. So I think
and
Bronny
then
is
they can start betting on the team. Wait, too soon? Too soon? Okay, too soon.
too soon. If y'all
Too
did
soon?
not know, the Raptors had a player forward who was caught betting on his team,
Basketball and his own team bet.
and
No, we were all betting the Raptors to lose
he was
because they
expelled forever
ever,
from the NBA.
ever,
And he is the
ever.
brother of an actually fairly good
Mhm,
player.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
what's it called? Michael, I can't think of the guy's name right
Michael
now.
Price,
No,
Michael
Junior.
Prince,
No.
yeah, Michael something Jr. Yes,
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter. Man, it didn't serve that.
Brother of Michael Porter Jr., younger brother of Michael Porter Jr. And so,
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Anyway,
think he's,
back to Bronny.
yeah.
I think what did he do? What did he do? 3 point something a game in his first year. Like,
Oh, Simpleton coming out with
too
the
soon.
fire.
Too-
So if y'all did not know, this is also from baseball. So baseball also has a betting incident currently going on. You have Phenom Shahani, right, who is like a phenom, has the biggest contract in baseball right now, probably the biggest international star in baseball, was
Mhm.
also caught up in a betting scandal. Talk about scandals.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they have said that it's his interpreter
Mhm.
who is actually doing the betting.
Well, that's
It-
what I read the indictment against him, and yes, he called banks and he pretended to be Otani and said, yeah, if there are losses, take it out of this account. Winning is going to this account. So there was a lot of stuff. And if this means anything, Otani has just been out there just cranking balls like not a care in the world. If you're guilty, there's stuff on your mind and you're probably not performing at that level. He's innocent. He's just out there performing like he always has. That's why I think he had nothing to do with it. We didn't know.
Yeah. So Roster, I agree. Like, this is all just, it's recent and it's interesting because there's a lot of talk around gambling in sports. There's a lot of talk around um why is it players, and manage when you have the NFL. I think y'all talked about this where they're actively getting sponsorships
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
Online gambling and the
Mhm.
players, even
Mhm.
if they don't bet on themselves. Now, betting on your own team, I think that's probably beyond that, but the comparison. But it's an interesting time. Especially when you think about the Pete Rose incident. I know Amby has a lot of feelings
Oh,
about
yeah?
Pete Rose.
Good
So
or bad? Good or bad?
I don't know, Amby. Amby,
Oh,
why
okay.
won't you
Okay.
are you do
Don't wanna
you
put don't wanna put her on the spot if she doesn't wanna get into it, but
Amby's a guy. Amby's a
oh,
guy.
Amby's a guy.
Amby's a guy.
Well, who knew?
Wit is a girl. Wit is a woman.
Oh, really? Well, who
Yeah.
knew? Well, who knew? I really should pay more attention to these.
Amby's a guy. And so, but yeah, I think when it comes to all that stuff about
Yeah.
gambling and
Mhm.
sports and so forth,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's interesting. But to answer your question, I think from the very beginning, I
What was the
think
question?
Bronny will go into the
Oh, yeah.
NBA.
Do you?
Um,
Okay. All right.
yeah, it's MLB was too harsh on Pete. There you go.
Mhm.
MLB was too harsh on Pete.
Mhm.
Hola, hey Wit. I met Pete Rose. Let Pete go in. So this is going into
Especially
the
especially now because like you said, like, you can't watch any game without them cutting to someone and going, "So what is your three-leg parlay? I'm putting money on this, and you should do this, and don't forget to use the fan code deal, Purple Haze," and, especially up here in Canada, like, every time there's a commercial, they're cutting to these idiots, and that's all they're talking about is, "Oh, what's the over now? Oh, they've scored 21 points. Now the over is gonna be 32," and there's clips of them showing the guy on the Raptors coming into the game and then cutting to an ad to bet.
Yeah, I never really I didn't really grow up as baseball has always been number. I didn't really grow up as a fan of baseball. I grew up as a fan of the stats of baseball. So my
Mhm,
opinions on Pete
mhm,
Rose aren't as strong
mm,
as like basketball or tennis, the sports I actually played.
mm.
So,
But it's been forever, and now you accept betting. You didn't like betting back then, but now you're knee deep into betting, and you take money from So let him in. Put him back.
they
Put him
did
back in.
Pete Rose wrong. I'm still pissed about it. There goes Reaver. Still pissed about Pete.
So
So a lot of
I
people are
think it's
fans
time
of
to
Pete
put him,
Rose.
as they should be. So put him in.
Yeah, I think the
I
pressure's
think
gonna be to
I
put
think
him
it's I
in.
think it's
I
time to put him back.
I think
I don't
this
know.
talks.
I don't hear anyone talking about it.
What about Pete Rose?
Yeah. Is there banter I don't know about?
No, I think it's one of those topics that it actually tells, I think, the changing times,
Mhm.
right? Because
100%.
if we went back
Mhm.
30 years ago,
Mhm.
there's no
10
question
years
Pete
ago.
Rose
10
was
10 10 years ago.
villain, right? I think it's the same thing about marijuana. There's so many topics that, like, if we went back, I use the 90s because I feel like the 90s is a very
You don't
interesting
you don't
decade.
have to go back that far. So, back in 2014, Tony Romo wanted to do a fantasy football I might be questionable on the dates. He wanted to do a fantasy football convention in Vegas. And he got all his NFL buddies, and they were gonna do this whole big thing. The NFL said, "Oh, no, you're not. No, any players who goes will face ramifications from the league." So he was forced to cancel it. They ended up having it a couple of years later in Dallas. My son and I went. That's another story. But they didn't want to. They're like, "Oh, there's can't have it in Vegas. It's Vegas and gambling and this and that." Fast forward a few years, now there's every league has a team in Vegas. Now every league is sponsored by a betting company.
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember that there was too much corruption in Vegas. I remember the NBA doesn't have a team in Vegas, does it? But they do. But Adam Silver is a big proponent of gambling.
There's
Responsibility.
a WNBA team in Vegas.
There is. Yeah, I think it's changing times. It's an
Mhm.
incredible amount of like change going on in society and our values of society
Oh,
in Western.
simpleton. Pete Rose bet on baseball and his own team. He did what he did and has to live with those consequences. Did he actually bet on his own team? I don't remember that. That's a factoid I don't remember. I'm going to trust Simpleton's accuracy on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Simpleton has some. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. Again, I think Bronny does join the NBA. I think
Is that because of his name? If he was John Smith in his 1 year at USC and he hit 3.9 points a game and was thinking of entering the draft, would he get laughed at? But because of his name,
but we talked about this.
We're like, come on in, come on in.
We talked about this, Jeff. I think nepotism in sports isn't talked about enough. I think we talk about it in business. We talk about it in politics. Nepotism in sports is huge. I don't think Steph Curry would be Steph Curry had his dad not been Del Curry. I don't care if he had went to Davidson and he had a 3-point, he had the same shot. He would not have been a starter for the Golden State Warriors. He would not have been given the amount of time, because when he first came in, he was hurt a lot. It wouldn't have happened. And so I think, yes, if Bronny James was not LeBron James' son, no, he probably wouldn't been, what was he rated coming out of high school? He wouldn't have been that. He wouldn't have been given any fanfare, but he's LeBron James' son, and therefore he's going to make the decision as LeBron James' son.
And teams are going to hope that maybe LeBron will join them.
No, Steph earned his way? Oh my God, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, geek.
Ray would probably agree with that.
I know that they're Golden State Warrior fans, but Legend 350 too. But no, I mean, okay. Like, I remember when he came out, he was hurt. Like, no, he's undersized. He's a defensive liability. He's always been a defensive liability. There's numerous point guards who have all been in the same scenario. Steph wasn't the scoring phenom that he was back then. He was in a system, right? And granted, they put pieces. I will say, amazing job for drafting Klay Thompson and Draymond, Barnes. What was their center's name? I can't remember that team. But yeah, I'm not saying like he's not doing well. I'm just saying he was given a longer time to get his feet underneath him. And this has been shown time and time again. If you're a second round draft or second round pick, no matter how good you are, you're not given the benefit of the doubt. If you're a first round pick, you get to stay around the league for at least 3 years. It's been shown numerous times.
Bronny won't be a first round pick.
Bronny will be a first round pick.
No, he won't. No, he won't. He'll go in the 40s, maybe high 40s, low 50s.
You're saying the end of the no. Bronny James will be a first round pick because of the commercial success he has.
I don't think so. Well, we'll find out.
Be people
we'll find out. One of us.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
One of us is going to be right, and one of us is going to be. One of us is going to be mocking her. One of us is going to be mocking her for being wrong.
Team Cherry will have brought out.
Oh, maybe
Silk Song.
Maybe. But see, that's what they have to do with Caitlyn. They got to put some other pieces. They can't just rely on her. They got to put some other pieces. And if Indiana can put some other pieces around her, then yes, she will be successful. If they put some other pieces around her.
I'm sure she's a number one, but that's a different story. She's a number one pick. Steph Curry was a top 10 pick. Different scenarios.
Okay. And Bronny will be picked in the high 40s.
I think Bronny will be 18. I don't think he'll be a lottery pick, but I think he'll be a first round pick. So if y'all don't know what that means he goes in the top 13 versus the bottom 18
in
the first round.
Somebody
will take Bronny to get that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think Simpleton has my whole point. It's an entertainment business. You know what I mean? It's like entertainment.
But they're not going to take him that high. If you're picking that high, you suck. And you're going to pick someone who's going to better your team.
I mean,
because I think you're already filling the stadiums.
Look at Lonzo Ball. Like, Lonzo Ball wasn't that great of a player, but he went in the first round. Like, that was obvious he wasn't.
I still think he should stay in.
Yes. No one's saying what he should do.
I think
we're saying what will happen.
Well, he's entered the transfer portal.
I don't know if the transfer portal gives you like options or what.
Well, it just means another team can pick him up and bring him there. So he'll leave USC and probably go to either Ohio State, because when him and his dad visited Ohio State, he got a huge ovation. Dad's from Ohio.
Lonzo was Nep.
And
what's
what? Nepo baby.
yeah, lot. But
Like
who
like
who
like
was
Bro
his dad?
like
Who was his
Bronny.
dad?
Well, his dad was the big loudmouth that was
Yeah, but
always
it's
out.
not like his dad had connections.
His dad was a big loudmouth. Talking to
Yeah, his
anybody
dad
that
what
was
his dad that's what you but his dad did what he had to do, right? His dad wasn't a pro, right? His dad was a Division 2 player. So, dad wasn't a pro, mom wasn't a pro, but she was a Division 1 athlete, I believe.
I think so.
And then you have like his dad got his kids on the map. Like I applaud him, even though I think the dude's annoying. But that's not the same thing as saying like your dad's an all-star coach. Uh, Del Curry, Steph Curry, that's a different story. Klay Thompson's nepotism as well.
The
Like there's
dad
so many of them.
That's exactly my point. The dad put those boys on the map.
Hey, Severin, we're talking basketball. You may not enjoy it. The dad put those boys on the map. He did, but that's what a dad's supposed to do, no?
Hmm?
Like he did the best he could for his kids.
Caitlin's dad didn't have to do that. He just sat there with his hoodie eating snacks.
Yeah, that's different. I mean, like Caitlyn, obviously, she earned the #1 spot. I'm not saying taking anything away from Caitlyn, not taking anything from what Steph, because Steph obviously took the opportunity and ran with it. A lot of other nepo babies haven't, right? Haven't been able to do that. So I give credit. Like you still have to perform when you're given that opportunity.
We're getting to that weird point now where a lot of kids that are going to get drafted in any sport, whether it's basketball, football, are sons of all-star Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I think that the
like-
talent pool is that deep. Like you
the
continue
NFL
to
draft
hear
is
this.
next week. Wait till you see how many, juniors there are that are coming out. Marvin Harrison Jr. to name just one.
It's in baseball.
there-
It's in basketball. It's in football. I mean, you have people who are choosing spouses so their kids can be professional athletes. It's a thing.
So in baseball, there were 2 brothers that used to play, Mark Leiter and Al Leiter back in the day. Both their kids are now in the league. So it's the first Major League brothers with Major League sons. First time ever. The Leiter family, Mark Leiter Jr. and Al's son Jack.
Well, football has many different. Football has a lot of those, like brothers who played, sons, nephews. So I think football has a lot, and which is kind of crazy if you think about it, considering how many people play football. But then when you think about
a lot of them are going to be in this draft. There's going to be a lot of, they're going to be like every time that someone gets drafted, he's going to be somebody junior, and it's some, Frank Gore Jr. is going to be drafted. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be drafted probably in the top 5 next week, right?
not a bad idea. No, but I wonder if sports starts to see a backlash because of that, or if it propels it.
It's an
Because you
interesting-
see
interesting theory.
I'm not saying it will. I question that when you start to think about certain traditional things that Western values will hold true, or institutions, all of those things have lost trust, right? Higher education, religion, business, politics have all lost trust. And I think we would look at sports as being this thing of an even playing field. The winner wins. But when you start to have it obvious, right, that there are certain, same with Hollywood, right? How many kids in Hollywood are actually the relatives? How many performers are actually the children of relatives? When do we start as a society start to call this out to say, like, wait a second, who else was really good who did not get that because they did not have the right connections? Their kids didn't get the right playing, especially in sports, where a team sport, you get put on the field, you get playing time, you get your stats up, you get everything up. Hey, Terry, man, when do we start to, as a society, does that start to get questioned as well? I
Well,
don't know.
and those kids of those athletes have the money. They can go and get the extra coaching. They can go to the performance places. Ray brought up the Mannings. Arch Manning was a 5-star recruit. He hasn't really played, and I don't know if people who have seen him in practice are saying he's not a 5-star player. And he hasn't actually. Was he thrown the ball like 3 passes? In
Well,
his career.
or let's just say
So
what wasn't it Eli who refused to play for the Chargers? Like
it
the
was.
antics that they can do to choose. Like that's where I'm saying like those are things that
Mhm.
even if you are a professional, you are that level. So we're talking a very slim. I'm not saying everybody.
No.
But I'm saying even at that level, they're
Mhm.
able to get away with things
Mhm.
that other professional athletes cannot get away with.
Mhm.
And so when do we start, especially with the rise of social media, where we start to see that these people are not superheroes, right?
Mhm.
That they make the same mistakes as everybody else. They're
Mhm.
given more chances than everybody else.
Mhm.
When does society at one time start to say that, no, this is not fair? This is not the same illusion that you provided, like they've done for those other institutions that I mentioned earlier. Do we
Mhm.
start to see a backlash in professional sports?
Or anything. Movies,
Anything. Yeah, I think
acting. There are some people who have got, acting jobs only because, of who their mother or father is.
yeah, I was just talking to someone else about Julia Roberts' niece. Like how many times when you start to look back and start to see how
Mhm.
people actually ended up where they ended up, like
Mhm.
you start to realize like Mark Zuckerberg wasn't just some kid in a dorm who decided to leave Harvard, right? You realize Sam Altman wasn't some just random person founder who started some AI. He didn't even start an AI company, right? You start to see who these people actually are. Um, and it makes you question this overall notion of, are all people created equal and treated equal, from
Mhm.
a different angle than what we previously thought.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Oliver Hudson, but he's gotten big jobs because of who his parents are.
Yeah. No, there's so many, Wolf Blitzer and Vanderbilt. Um, you know, oh no, Wolf Blitzer.
Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper. Yeah,
I was gonna
Anderson
say,
Cooper.
who's Wolf Blitzers? Where does
No,
he come
no,
from? Wolf Blitz?
Anderson
Are
Cooper.
there these
But
Blitzers I don't know about? I
no,
mean,
Anderson, but that's the same
yes,
thing.
Anderson Cooper. Yes.
Uh, that's Jenna Bush. Like you start to
Mhm. Mhm.
it's quite a bit of places
Mhm.
when you start to peel the onion back on
Mhm.
who's running businesses,
Mhm.
who's running in politics, who's
Mhm.
running sports now, who's our entertainers,
Mhm.
who's our educators, who are our thing. Like there's, and I think in some of these other fields, you've already seen trust lost. But entertainment, for some reason, it hasn't hit yet. But I think that there is a good chance that, especially with the rise of AI, who is AI actually going to replace? Right?
Mm.
I don't think it's going to replace the Nepo people. I think it's going to replace the other people who are just as good, but they don't have the connections to withstand the challenges.
Mm. That could be. AI cannot replace basketball.
That
AI cannot replace the Knicks winning the world championship. Am I right, CMG?
The Knicks, the Knicks, the Knicks. I'm actually
CMG,
excited for the
are the
Knicks.
Knicks going all the way? Knicks? Do you know who's not going to go all the way to the championship game? Ray? Ron Slusher and his Kings, baby.
Uh,
It's good to be on the good side of Ron Slusher as opposed to getting trolled by him all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Sut- And
Ron
I do
Slusher.
want to acknowledge Severin. Severin, Banana Killer had just mentioned her father passed. Obviously, my father's passed. Severin, and we know a few weeks ago your father passed. So just want to call that out to say that still thinking about you, Seth. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting time, Jeff. I think things are just getting heated up, and uh, and Bronny will go, in my opinion.
In the 40s.
No,
In the 40s.
No,
Hmm.
no.
Somebody in the 40s will take a flyer on him in the hopes, has nothing to do with putting bums in the seats, because I don't think there is an NBA team that is worried about putting bums in a seat. I don't think so. I don't think so. I
Yes.
don't think so. I think they're going to go like, you know what? Let's take a flyer on him. Let's see if dad will come here too. That is what I think. Somebody clip this so I can play it back when I'm right.
All right, if he's in the 40s, but so I will say that you have changed your position because you initially thought he was going to go to Ohio State, which
Well, I said Duquesne or Ohio State. I don't know which one. If I had to put money on it right now, I would say Duquesne because of the coach.
I have no idea why he would go to Ohio State from his own marketability standpoint. Why he would leave USC
because his
to go-
dad's from Ohio, and when he was visiting Ohio, when he went and did a college tour, the stadium went nuts when him and his dad were there, and his dad's from Ohio. That's why.
Yep, that's why his dad's still playing in Ohio too, right?
He had to go. He's going to go to every team, isn't he? Isn't he? How many years did he play in Ohio?
I don't know. How many times did he leave Ohio?
Well, he's gone and come back.
And why
He's
did
gone
he?
and
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
He left to win. He left to make more money. It tells you where the James family's priorities are when it comes to basketball. And getting applauses and cheers is not in that top priority list.
I think he should go to Duquesne. That's what I think. But if he's going to get drafted, it's going to be in the probably mid to late 40s, possibly. Well, I say low 50s, but Chariot Man, Bronny James, where does he get drafted? I'd like to know, see what CMG thinks. If he gets drafted, does he get drafted, or does he stay in college? And B, if he gets drafted, where does he get ranked? I think in the sort of the 40s, mid to late 40s. Purple says first round.
We'll see.
We will.
We see. Maybe he
I
doesn't.
think he should stay in college and go to Duquesne and play out his 4 years. But that's what I think. But I'm not his dad. He doesn't have the number, and I don't think anyone's going to draft him to put more bums in the seat. What team needs bums in the seats?
The
Every
Pacers.
team. No, I don't think so.
I just gave you a team. The Hornets.
I don't think they're hurting for.
Detroit.
I don't think they're. I still think they're filling. They're filling.
How many do you want me to
I think
keep
they're
going?
filling. I disagree. I think they're filling the stadiums. I don't think there's a team that.
Portland.
What, you just gonna name them all? Say Toronto. Go ahead. Say Toronto.
I'm just saying.
I'd love for Toronto to draft him and bring Dada here.
I'm just saying.
We could use it. We apparently could use the center.
I mean, I could see Atlanta throwing something at him. DC.
No. We'll see. Any other games coming out?
But,
No. Did you say you're not here next week?
yeah, I may not be here. I got invited to a dinner.
Cool. Live stream from the dinner.
I don't think I can. I think they take our phones.
Well, that's a thing.
It's a cool dinner. Tell you
Speaking of Toronto, I won't be there, but going to visit some family in Windsor. Why aren't you coming to Toronto? Rue Diggs is in Toronto. Severin, you got to go and see Rue Diggs. I'm just saying.
family in Windsor soon. Speaking, oh, nice. I have no idea where Windsor is.
Across the river from Detroit.
Where's
You know what-
Detroit?
It's in Michigan.
Where's Michigan?
I don't know. Why are you asking me? Isn't it north of New York?
Jeff, you're either New York or not New York.
Did you not take American geography?
What are you talking about? What's geography?
Didn't you?
Fake news,
Didn't-
Jeff. No
didn't you-
history, no geography. We don't even need math. I can already speak English. Why do I need to read it?
You only know where all the military bases are in the States?
Hey, they renamed those.
Do they?
Yeah, they sure did.
Oh, did they? I
They did, they did.
I have no idea. I don't.
They
know
did
what-
rename the military bases.
I have no idea.
Windsor's, Ontario, north of the Detroit River.
She doesn't know where Detroit is.
I didn't even know Detroit had a river. Like, how vain is that? Why would you call the river your city name?
I believe it runs through it.
Oh, so now we're quoting movie quotes.
I think so. I don't know.
Jeff.
I've been to Windsor. I have never been to Detroit.
Oh, Jeff, this has been fun. This has been fun. I can see tomorrow Neil or a few others who watch it on replay are going to be like, what the heck were they talking about?
Sports ball. Sports ball. We limit what sports we can talk about on Sunday nights because there's so much other things to talk
Y'all talk about so much. So if y'all did not know, Jeff Janak and Ryzak, yes, that Ryzak, have a show on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, where they talk everything sports, business, current events. A really great show. If you haven't checked it out, it's I usually in my stream a few minutes before, so I can watch it while I'm washing my face and getting ready. And they talk gaming news too. A lot of different things, and you should really
sports, business.
Yeah, they do trivia at the end, which is always fun to hear. Really great show over there, and it's on Jeff's channel. So
Are we gonna do a 5 guesses
right now? Right now?
I don't know. Do you want to do a 5 guesses?
I
could whip up a 5. I could quickly whip up a 5 guesses.
Let me.
You have time?
You know what?
You don't have time. You don't have time.
We don't have time.
We have to work tomorrow. We should have done it earlier.
We do have to work. I am
People
going
have to
in
work
tomorrow.
People have to work tomorrow.
I am.
I could come up with a 5 guesses.
Poutine, chili fries, bacon, chili fries with bacon. Poutine.
What stupid thing did you say last time about poutine?
It's chili fries with bacon. Bacon chili fries, poutine.
There's no bacon on it.
Yes, there is. It's like it's like gravy. It's chili fries with gravy or bacon, one of those things.
It's French fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Yeah, chili cheese fries.
There's no. Don't you need chili? There's no chili. Is that not an ingredient in chili cheese fries?
It's Canadian chili gravy. That's what you call it. That's what you call it. No, it's not chili cheese fries. Yeah, it is, Severin.
There's no.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
We can, because there's no chili in it.
I throw it up there with the whatchamacallit. Hollow Knight being a scam. You call it chili gravy? It's like cookies and biscuits. Same deal. Depends on the country.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Stop. Ah, shit. My thing's screwed up. Hang on. Okay. Can you name the top 5, of the top 10, 5 of the most hated countries in the world, according to Insider Monkey?
5 of the top 10 most hated countries in the world.
We'll just do a quick, anyone in the chat, because, chat helps the algorithm. Chat comments helps the algorithm.
5 of the most top 10 hated countries in the world. Oh my goodness. It depends on how they're defining hate.
No, not really.
North Korea.
Number 4.
Iran.
Number 7.
Okay. We're doing good, y'all. We're doing good. This is going to be controversial. Israel.
Number 5.
Man, we're on a roll. We're on a roll.
3 for 3.
We're on a roll.
3 for 3.
All right. Who's another most hated country in the world?
Canada is not on the list.
No, they would be a happy one. Um, who's always causing trouble? I kind of took off like the really easy ones.
You have not.
I didn't take off the really, really easy ones.
You have not.
I thought I took like the ones that are causing people all sorts of like.
You have not.
I got 4, 5, and 7.
You got 4, 5, and 7, but you did not get 1, 3. Or...
Let me think about because it depends on how they're determining hate.
It does.
So that's like, are you saying like the citizens? Are you saying like the governments? Are you saying
probably
like
probably the governments?
China?
Number 1.
Okay, so that's solid.
No incorrect yet, folks.
And if I had to get one more going along with the China, we're gonna go with Russia.
Guess we needed Simpleton on here. Number 3.
Okay. I think I can maybe go for the next. Can I go for more?
Well, yeah.
So I already got 5.
You're doing way. I got to bring you on the show. You're doing way better than Ryzak.
I got 5 of them.
You did.
See, that's where it gets kind of hard because now I took out some of the I didn't take all the dictators, but I don't think people would say some of these other countries. That's why I don't want to use them. What about Syria?
Number 9.
Oh man. Oh, I'm feeling good.
Okay, we cannot let Ryzak watch this because I literally have to spoon feed him the answer.
All right. See, so we got Syria. See, I don't want to say something like Afghanistan or Iraq. Like, I feel like
Iraq is number 8.
Iraq is. See, I felt like we were going there, but I didn't want to.
Afghanistan is not on there.
Yeah, I didn't want to use that, and so now I have to say like who people. So now that I know what they're saying, like most hated countries,
Severin, U.S. is number 2.
United States. So it is. So these are countries that people want to go to war with. That's the key here. That is the key here. So you're not going to get a Jamaica. Like, no one ever wants to go to war with Jamaica. Nope. So let's think, y'all. Who does people want to go to war?
Really, just missing the 2 that always fight each other.
There's 2 that always fight each other. So we are Pakistan, India.
You got it. I think she got all 10. You didn't get USA, but I
would have got it because of my man.
Yeah.
Look at that.
According to Insider Monkey, China, US, Russia, North Korea, Israel, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, and India.
I feel good. Like, I actually feel good.
As I've told Ryzak, I have like 5 guesses, like up the wing yang. Like, I can whip out a 5 guesses, instantly. And I did. Just whipped up a 5 guesses for you.
Oh yeah, Purple is up to current. Thanks, Ross. I tried to. Yeah.
You nailing the Syria. You nailing the Syria there. That was good. I did not think. I thought if all the ones you may not have gotten would be that one.
Oh, Jeff, Jeff, you forget. Like I actually am older. I actually did spend quite a bit of time in the military. And despite how I pronounce words, I have been to a lot of places, and I know there's a lot of places I can't go to. So, but I would see. So what I was thinking that I was not the ones I wasn't sure about, because I didn't know if they were going to go with like people and tourists, because then you get a lot of like the African countries, right?
Yeah.
Or or Gaddafi, like where you start thinking of the older school dictators.
Oh, good old Muammar.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
Or the ones that are kind of the up and rising dictators, right? Like, so your Poland's and your Turkeys and your Philippines. I didn't know. So,
yes, yeah. I didn't have all the definitions from Insider Monkey.
But that
But
so that's
again,
why I
this
was like,
was
who, and then or if you went like the dictators who like or another Saudi Arabia's, right? Like
mhm,
who they don't like it, or if they're the
mhm, mhm,
if they don't like them because they're communists, like the
mhm,
Venezuelas, the
mhm,
Cubas.
mhm,
Um,
mhm. But you nailed it.
so
You nailed it.
I I I like it. I did go to war, y'all. I was trained to do that. I feel good.
I
I
I
am
I
energized.
that was you nailed that list. I forgot you didn't say USA, and that's why I blurted it out to Severin. But you
But
probably
I'll take
you
I'll
would
take it.
you would have got there in the end. So
I would have taken it. I would have taken would USA have been my next one? I think I would have went just because I went with war.
and I gave you the last two. I kind of fed you
Yeah,
the
you
last two.
did. You said and that's the one.
Because you could have gone anywhere, like you just said. You rattled off Venezuela. You rattled off a whole bunch of other ones, right? So
And
I kind of steered you to that answer.
so where I was thinking of going was actually not because or I could have went with like a Somalia, right? With the
Could have,
pirate situation. Or I could have
you could have,
Algeria was another
could
one
have.
because
Mhm,
they seem to want to like
mhm,
murder missionaries every other year, it seems like.
mhm.
So
But when we edit this, we'll take that part out, and it'll make you look, like the last time I made you look impressive.
kind
I
of
will
a
do.
faith once.
I
Great man. You did do it. You showed me how to do that. But yeah, I'm glad I couldn't tell if you were trolling Jeff. I know it's getting late here, but I couldn't tell you. I was like, man, someone's got 1,000 subscribers in like 6 months. That's crazy. So glad
be
to
honest,
know.
most of them came in the last 3 days.
Um, hey, they went viral,
You know,
so they went viral,
Mm.
but we are slowly moving up, trying to get there.
What are you at?
Uh,
I can't see.
yeah.
That's on a different computer.
What's that?
What number are you at?
I was at like
453.
453, 47 to go.
453.
We may call in some I don't know if Stadia was still around, maybe.
Where's my wallet? I can get you there tonight. Where's my wallet?
No, we're not doing that tonight. We're not. I am not.
Oh,
I
my
am
wallet.
not.
I can get my wallet. I can get my
I am
wallet.
not doing what was the guy who bought Ace's channel? Duncan. I am not pulling a Duncan. I am not going to do that. Here in Atlanta, who don't think that at all. I spoke to that. But Jeff, it's been fun. Thank you for the 5 guesses. Next time I got to give you the 5 guesses. And but
Yeah, but
thanks
it
for
wasn't. But it wasn't planned. I have 5 guesses planned for for Ryzak for our show every 2 weeks. So I have 5 guesses that are ready to go. You'd have to know I was coming, or you'd have to have a 5 guesses in the can.
Oh, I had one. I
case.
had one. I
Oh,
had
okay.
one.
All right.
Like if you wanted it, I was going to say
It's your
what-
show. It's your show.
Huh?
I want you to guess. It's your show.
But
It's
you
your
let
show.
me guess on your show.
That's all right.
But I would have.
I make the rules.
Like I did a 5 guesses earlier, but I gave the answer. So if you've been watching since, like, I was gonna give you what were the 5 most played games last year.
I couldn't tell you.
But with that,
Couldn't
but
tell you.
Jeff, let people know what you're doing. We're gonna shut this one down pretty soon.
I'm not doing anything.
Yes, he is. He's
I'm not
playing
doing anything.
tomorrow.
I'm not doing anything.
Tomorrow,
Follow and
he's-
subscribe to her. Follow
doing
and subscribe
retro-
to her.
and to Jeff.
Don't
He's
worry
doing
about
retro gaming tomorrow night.
me. I'm not.
And he will be streaming as he showed us earlier. This is where my short-term memories is. There we go. The Great Escape.
The Great Escape.
Great Escape.
It's part 3 of Great Escape.
Starring
last
Steve
week's.
McQueen. There we go.
Mhm.
There we go.
Speaking of wars,
Oh, goody. I saw the word scandal in the streets. I was trying to find out what it was. Granted, great to see you. The scandal is it's Hollow Knight Silk Song is a scam. Never coming out. If you follow that, that's what it is. But that's what it is.
but comicbook.com says it's been rated in multiple countries.
Comicbook.com has not failed us except for when it has.
So comicbook.com says it's been rated and it's imminent. So her scam, she also thinks Bronny is going in the top, 15 and that.
Grant's from
that's-
Canada. He doesn't know
that-
LeBron. He doesn't.
It's true.
Baby.
Lahu?
Lahu.
Lahu? If he wins another
Uh,
championship, does that make him the GOAT? Over the GOAT?
Let Rabalica know I said hi, Granite. But with that said, Jeff, any last words?
Nope. I have no words. The proof is in what? Where's the proof?
Oh my goodness. I will get that here in a second. And as y'all know, I don't care where you stream, how you stream, why you stream, what you stream on, how long you've been streaming. As long as you've been streaming, you are good with me. And as always, the proof is in the playing. And as with that said, we will be playing Silk Song
Soon.
who knows when. All
Imminently.
right, take care, everybody.